If you've always wondered how to launch a nuke in Fallout 76, then this guide is going to be for you, as I will be taking you through every tip and trick I know without any glitches or hacks. As a way to thank you all for helping me get to 10,000 subs, I agreed to go ahead and make this tutorial on how to launch a nuke. It is not one of my favorite things to do, and people that watch my live streams will be the first to tell you that this is not my favorite thing to do, but they're also the first ones to ask, can you please make the launch guide? Now this video is going to feature a solo run at the nuke silo, and it's probably going to answer every single question that you have, including some that you didn't even know that you had. I will be giving you different scenarios for how to actually get through the silo, because there's a couple different ways to do it, and in case one way fails, you'll have the other way to actually go about it. You don't want to get in there and then feel like you don't know what you're doing, and so I'm going to show you both ways just in case, because there's nothing worse than feeling like you know what's going on and then everything falls apart, especially inside of this thing. It can be extremely stressful the first few times that you do this. So sit back, relax, and hang tight. Before we get into launching this nuke and giving you some tips and tricks, make sure that you hit the like button and the sub button. I know that about 8% of the people that watch these videos are not subs, so please hit the sub button, as it greatly helps out the channel, and I really do appreciate it. Okay, without further ado, the first thing you'll need to know is you need to become a general in the Enclave. So if you've not done that yet, you will not be able to get into the silos, so there's no point in you watching any more of the video, so go ahead and stop it right here. Secondly, let's go over the 3 sites where you can actually launch a nuke from. This is Site Bravo that I'm currently stationed at right now. This is Site Alpha, and then you have Site Charlie. So these are the 3 locations that people can launch nukes from. Now you'll want to pick one of these locations to obviously launch a nuke from, and we'll get into that in just a second. But the first thing I'm going to tell you is if you go to a world and you see that, you know, all the sites are open or what have you, if there's people high levels in these sites and they're launching nukes, don't pick that world to try to launch your first nuke. What's going to happen is somebody's going to hijack your nuke, you're going to be really upset, and it's just going to be a bad experience.
You're going to have a bad time.
So I would suggest you not do that. Like this site right here, nobody's launched. You can see right from the board here that there's no nuke zones at all. So I'm in good shape, and then there's nobody in Charlie or Alpha, and there's obviously nobody in Bravo because I'm in here all by myself. Now, with that being said, you will need to actually check your holotape, which is the Missile Silo State holotape. If for some reason you have lost this holotape or placed it down or what have you, you can go buy another one from the Enclave. Now, it says that all sites are open. Now, one thing you do need to know is that every site has its own cooldown per server per world. So that means that there is a 3-hour cooldown for each site. So if there has been a nuke launch recently, it will tell you how long you have until the site will reopen. Now, with that being said, you as a player also have a 3-hour cooldown, and this holotape will not tell you that you are in a cooldown. So make sure that you are aware if you've launched a nuke recently. So if you just launched at Site Bravo on another server, you come to this server and Site Bravo is open, it says it is ready to go. Do not go in there and try to launch a nuke. It is a huge waste of time. You will not find out until the very end that you cannot launch a nuke because you are on a cooldown. So do not make that mistake.
You're going to have a bad time.
Alright, so now that you know not to make those mistakes, let's go into the next thing you want to do. Make sure that you have more than one nuclear keycard. Do not go into the silo without a nuclear keycard. It could cause you to have to start all the way back over, and you do not want that.
You're going to have a bad time.
This is a long process, especially if you're doing it the right way, and you just don't want to have that headache. So always take more than one key card. I recommend you to take 2 nuclear key cards because it is so easy to mess up the launch code, and if you mess it up, you lose your key card. So make sure you always bring more than one, and they do weigh a pound apiece, so just be aware of that. The next thing that you'll want to have equipped is friendly fire. Now with friendly fire, you'll be able to heal the robots that are at the very end of the launch prep sequence, and you don't want any of those guys going down. So make sure that you have this card equipped, and with that being said, you will need a weapon that will work with this card, meaning that you'll either need a chainsaw with a flamer mod on it, or a holy fire, or something along those lines. Now the next item you'd like to take with you is a weapon that has explosive damage on it, meaning that the second attribute is explosive. There are several free weapons that you can get from different events, such as Foundation's Vengeance from Eviction Notice or Crowd Control from Test Your Metal. Both of those have explosive on it. Now you need these weapons to actually get through a part of the launch sequence faster. It definitely helps out so much. So if you can get your hands on one of those before you launch, I definitely would say make sure to grab that, and make sure you bring ammo for that as well. Now the next item I'm going to recommend that you bring along with you is going to be power armor or a hazmat suit. Now there's radiation that you can get inside of the silo. You don't need to wear it the entire time, but if you have one, I would suggest you bring it, because it's just going to be one less thing that you'll have to worry about as you try to face off against all these robots. Next thing you're going to know is you need to have lots of ammo, and I mean a ton of ammo. Whatever amount of ammo you think a ton is, you need to double or triple it. I tell people this every single time, and the first thing they told me is, you really weren't kidding. And I'm not joking at all. Make sure that you have plenty of ammo. Now, I've went through my checklist and I made sure that I had my nuclear key card, my ammo, a flamer weapon, an explosive weapon, and power armor is what I'm taking with me. The next thing you'll want to do is, as you can see in the top right corner, I have a bunch of crap that is always popping up. It doesn't matter. Every single time I hop servers, there's more crap. You want to get rid of all that. So go in and find anything that has popped up that's not going to be related to the actual nuke launch, because it's just going to slow you down if you have all this stuff up, and it's going to be one more thing that you might have to do that could possibly get yourself killed. So after you've made sure all that, head into the silo. One last thing that you'll need to do before you decide to go downstairs into the silo is to bring up Nuke. Nuke is the website that every player uses in order to get the launch codes. So just make sure that you have the right launch code with the right silo before you launch.
Unrecognized personnel.
Alright, once you have everything ready and you're ready to go, you just need to go down the elevator here, and as soon as you get off the elevator, you will be taking a left. Now don't worry, I'm going to be going through things pretty quickly, but I will go right back through it before we head through these doors right here. So go ahead and go in here and start killing every robot and turret that you see anywhere. And while you're doing that, you'll be wanting to look out for a blue key card that is a biometric key card. Now they can be located just about anywhere. So just make sure that you're running around killing the robots and looking for one of those biometric key cards. Which apparently I am SOL on today, because I have not seen one since I came up in here. Here we go. Then what you want to do is go back into the hallway where you just killed that turret, and you're going to want to come over here to this machine and scan the ID scanner here to erase the card. So your biometric key card is now empty. You'll want to go back down the hallway, kill this turret, kill these robots here, maybe reload first. Like I said, there's a ton of robots. Just make sure that there's not any that's going to be coming in here after you, shortly after you go into this room, because that's not something that you want, because you will be hopping inside of this biometric scanner here. So once the coast is clear, hop inside of there. And if you die at any time during this, you can have to start all the way over, meaning that you might actually even have to leave the silo and restart, because it kind of gets glitched out. You'll have to get a new key card, you'll have to go erase it, all that good stuff. So try really not to die. After you get done, just head back to that room where you just scanned or erased that key card, and instead of scanning it, you'll want to get into the computer. So once inside, you'll fabricate your biometric ID card. Once that's done, you want to head right back down the hallway. And that room where you just killed all the turrets, you'll want to go in and swipe your key card. It says ID card registration. It should say Welcome General.
Registration complete. Security incident resolved. Standing down.
Alright, so once you're off the elevator, you're going to hang a left. Like I said, just fast forward through this. If you don't like it, find your key card. See, there's one even right here. And you want to swipe it, head back down the hallway, hang a right, hang a left, hop in the biometric scanner. After you get out of the biometric scanner, hang back down the hallway to the right, hang a left, head straight, computer. After you're done, straight again, hang a left, scan. Alright, so those of you who are still with me, what I'll do is you will go through here. It will say Welcome General. This is where I normally hop into my power armor.
Keycard detected. Proceed to the control room with your nuclear keycard and launch code to initiate the launch.
Now, I normally run bloodied, so that's why I like to have my power armor out. Plus, it just gives me a little bit more time, and I can ignore some of the robots as I go. It's just when you get to a place where you need to actually stop and freeze for a second that you don't want to like have any robots or turrets or anything else that could be messing you up. And there's lots of ammo boxes along the way, so make sure you stop and look for those as well. And then just keep on killing robots as you run through here. Now there are hazmat suits everywhere, so if you don't have one, just pick up one that's not damaged if you can find one and put that on. If you don't have anything at all, pick up a damaged one until you can find a regular one. With the Alien Invaders event that just happened, most people should have them in their vending machines for sale, or you should be able to make one yourself because of that teal hazmat suit, or you can just go to the train station and buy one. Now you're going to want to come in here and kill all of the turrets and robots, just like you always have. Now there's a way to bypass this on a computer, but that takes a lot of time. And unless you have Master Infiltrator, it just feels like it takes too much time, and that is a good way to get into a lot of trouble as a new player. I don't recommend that card. A lot of people do. I just don't, because a lot of people end up wanting it, and then they think everybody's just picking on them, when in fact nobody's picking on them. They, have locked and, broke into somebody's house basically. So just run around and kill all these guys, because they can come up and kill you from behind too. But the turrets kind of come out of the wall, so it does take a little bit longer to find. As you're running around, you can always look in these blue filing cabinets that you see. They are sitting literally everywhere. See, there's some... Is this door locked? It is. There's some sitting like right here. They can have technical data inside of them. So if you like to have technical data, this is definitely a place that you should go. Now once you've gotten most of these turrets, let's see, is there one in here that's going to be shooting at me here? Once you've gotten almost all these turrets and robots gone, you'll want to head towards this diamond. Why is the refuge daily back up? I have already turned that off like 15 times. So let's turn it off one more time, because it, just will not stop. Ever. Alright, there we go. Anyway, if you've not killed the turret in here, make sure you do that before you hop onto the computer. What is killing me right now? Oh, there's another turret. Oopsie daisies. Alright, now, go in here, like I said, kill the turret that's behind you, and then get on the computer. And then just do shut down reactors. And then you'll need to go and repair all of these wonderful pipes. Now this is one of the reasons why you don't want to have those diamonds on, because when you get about a couple away from being at the end and you can't hardly find any, this is going to be where you're going to need to have those diamonds, because they will be up and telling you where to go. Like right now they won't, but as you get closer to the end they will. And this is timed, so make sure that you're going as fast as you possibly can, and just kill the robots on the way. That one heal? It sure, yeah, it did. You can listen for the hissing sound. You can also look for the steam, and that will also help you find these pipes. So now you can see the diamonds have popped up. Just need to go and fix all these. See, some of these are hidden, which is a pain in the butt. And there you go. Now it says that you don't need to go in and check all that, but I always do. It's just a force of habit. So feel free to skip this part if it's not your cup of tea. But I always do it. It just says optional restart.
Restart successful. Reactor system integrity restored.
Alright, and then you'll just want to pick up any of your loot if you're into that type of thing.
Please stand clear
And then
of the
head
doors.
out. Once you are done looting, just head down towards the diamonds. So now we're going to pause and regroup for just a second, because this is the other way to actually run this section or part of the nuke silo run. This one is a lot easier because you completely bypass all the pipes, but I want you to be aware of how to actually do it, just in case things don't work out or you don't have everything that you need. You will need a lockpick 3, so all 3 of the like master, expert, lockpick, and also the computer hacker cards, all 3 of those, unless you have master infiltrator. If you have master infiltrator, you can use those as well. Although most of you guys already know how I feel about master infiltrator. Just be careful.
Reactor breach detected.
Alright, you're going to run this exactly the same. You just need to be looking out for a particular computer. It will actually be 2 computers, but kill everything in your path until you get to those. A big hint, if something is locked or there's a locked door, you might as well get into it, because that's probably where you need to go if you get lost. I will be just zooming through this until I get to the right computer and all that good stuff. Now this first computer will shut down all the turrets, so that way all you have to do is worry about the robots. Now what I'm looking for is a level 3 terminal that needs to be hacked, and then once you hack this terminal, you'll actually be able to bypass the pipes. So it can save you potentially a lot of time, but just in case you can't do this or something else, that's why I have the other.
Overriding security lockdown. Opening bulkhead
I am
doors.
going to recap
Please
how
stand
I got
clear
over
of
here
the
to this
doors.
terminal, so that way you guys can follow it a little bit easier. Not only by using this terminal do you get to bypass all of the repairs, but it also opens up a door that you wouldn't have access to, but it feeds right into the exact same path that you're on for the other way. Now, once we get to the same location, I will be switching back to the regular way, and then I will be doing the hack or using the computer terminal way second. And it will take you back down the hallway again. And then you'll need to go in here.
The operations center. Activating mainframe security protocol Omega 12.
Now you'll
All
need to destroy the
personnel defend
mainframe. Now this is...
mainframe and secure the area.
Anyway, that thing normally pops up out of the floor pretty quickly, but you just want to destroy all these, so get out that explosive weapon that you have and just fire, and you can see all those panels are popping off, and the point is just to destroy enough to get that mainframe bar down. As you do that, you'll be able to proceed through the turrets, or the turret door, laser door section there, so you just keep on destroying stuff as you go. Excusez-moi. Hold on.
Detecting sentient life. Alert level
There we go.
Scanners detecting sentient life. Alert level elevated.
Mainframe integrity at 50%.
Just keep on killing all the turrets and all the assaultrons along the way, because they are everywhere. Alright, and then continue to destroy the mainframe as you go. Okay.
Security teams to the operations center.
That one's locked. So I will just keep going.
Mainframe integrity at 25%.
Negative sensor read. Weapons cold.
Okay, you won't need to actually get rid of everything, but because there's a lot of places you can go into and get rid of the mainframe.
Integrity compromised.
So now it says I've done enough.
Protocol.
Pick up all your loot and head back towards the thing. You can use a scrap kit to get some weight off if you need to. Anyway, you're just going to want to head down the stairs. Now there's going to be another Assaultron. You no longer need that explosive weapon, but normally there's an Assaultron down here wandering around. There she is. So be on the lookout for her. There are some ammo boxes, I think, along the way as well. Here's one. So you just want to stop and loot that, and then just head up the stairs and through the door here. And then just start killing all the turrets again.
Please.
Alright, now while you're running around here, you will be finding some mainframe cores on the ground. Now if you don't have a lot of circuits, you're definitely going to want to pick those up, because they will help you not to have to use circuits. Otherwise you'll be going through a ton of circuits. Forgot about you there, didn't I? Pardon. Anyway, they will be all over the place, like laying on the floor. You just want to pick them up. You want to remove the damaged ones.
Activity in the storage area. Requesting security response. Security incident in
And
the
then hop on the
storage area.
computer here. While you go around, that's normally what I do. Alright, now it says that we can replace them. So what you'll do is you'll take those damaged ones and turn them and fix them. So if you don't have enough circuits, make sure that you're picking up the mainframes that are just laying all over the place in here. See, there's one there. And then you'll just go and stick them back in the thing there. But you'll need 15 in total. More than likely, if you don't want to be in here all day, you'll want to go ahead and just make sure you have plenty of circuits. After the Invaders from Beyond event, there's normally lots of circuits in most people's stash boxes. But just pick up as many as you possibly can. Looks like we got an Assaultron around here somewhere. Wow, she's going through the window there. Now this next part, you will have to get out of your power armor if you don't have enough of the cores. Come on now.
Sensor alert. Anomaly detected.
You truly inspire me to use deadly force.
Alright, so this is where you'll want to take all the ones that you
Security
don't need to be
teams to
repaired
sector
to be
Delta.
repaired. So I probably picked up about 5 or 6, maybe a couple more than that. So I'll repair about half the ones I have instead of all of them, so that way I can save on circuits, because they do weigh a ton. And unless you're going to be keeping them with you, a lot of times it's the first thing I drop when I try to fast travel away, just because it weighs so much. So you'll want to go into craft and just go under quest items and then do your mainframe cores. So I'll do about 8 of them and then head back out. I don't normally get back in my power armor after this point. And then just go through and replace these. If you need to go back because you didn't miscount it or whatever, just make sure you go back and do that. Alright, so we have enough. Now just hop back into the computer and continue. And open the door.
Security incident resolved. Standing down.
Alright. Make sure to pick up any of the loot that you left behind there if you're into that type of thing. And then just head out to the launch silo. Now this is the last part. There's going to be a ton of turrets, so you'll just go up the stairs here. And this is where you're going to need your flaming weapon if you're not using it. Make sure to stop and say hi to this guy right there. Like I said, if you see any of those blue things, you can definitely go in and
Control room active. All stations standing by.
you can go ahead and go in
To the
and
launch control terminal to initiate
pick it up.
the launch prep sequence.
Now there is a computer back there that you can turn off the turrets, but a lot of times they're dead or what have you. This is a good way to figure out if there's people in here with you. Is once you get here, you'll notice that there's a ton of robots. A lot of times people will see how long you've been in the silo and they'll come in and try to steal it, and I've definitely had people steal it from me. I've had somebody wait for me to do the entire thing and be in Chinese stealth armor and then steal it from me right as I stuck in the key card. So they even stole the key card from
Launch
me.
prep sequence initiated. All personnel
So you're going to start up
take
the
your
sequence
stations. All personnel
and check for
to
the
stations.
technical data. As you can
Assembling
see, it's
launch
right
crew
there.
chiefs. Launch control chief active.
And then you're
Proceeding
going to want to
station.
protect these guys. Now, if for some
All
reason one of them
sections launched in
dies,
progress.
you'll want to go to
Security
their
teams
computer
to
and
the control
restart
room.
them. This is another reason why you'll want to
Security
have
teams to the
all of
control
the
room.
diamonds, all the events and stuff, all that stuff checked off so that way you can actually see where you need to go. Now, if they start to get damaged, you can just run up to them and hit them. Even if you're out of fuel, if you just hit them, it will revive them as long as they still have a little bit of health. They could be literally dragging their body across the ground, and you can get them up by using the fuel or flame to actually pick them back up. So just hit them. So you do like this, and that will heal them up. Now we're just going to be playing the waiting game. You will end up getting a total of 5 robots that you'll need to protect. But while you're waiting, you can always run around and look for technical data. After you've done it a few times, you get used to how many robots there is. But if all of a sudden you notice that there's a ton of robots, you know somebody else has entered the room with you. But somebody can already be in here, and you might not notice if they come in at the right time.
Active. Chief Propulsion Officer active.
So now I have 3 launch chiefs. Sometimes there's a lot of robots in here, and sometimes there's very little. Here comes a robot. I've literally went through the entire thing and killed 2 robots before, and then the next time I came in, there was, like 15, and then I had 5. You just never know how many is going to be in here. But if you go in here enough, you'll notice how many roundabouts that you're supposed to have. It'll be a lot more hectic if there's 2 people in here. Oh, that's my guy. Like, let me just kill them. And there's always a lot of ballistic fiber up in here, so if you when you're running around, if you just check, you'll see the military grade duct tape and little ammo bags all over the place. Just pick those up as you go, and you'll also have a ton of those. See, here's gears. It's just all sorts of stuff everywhere. So make sure you're looting while you're waiting. So we got our 3. Get to your station, please.
Launch prep at 25%.
Go take this. Free spring. Here comes one.
All personnel to your chief guidance officer. Active. Chief targeting officer. Active.
Alright, so all 5 are coming out now. That's our guy. So now we're just waiting until the end here. There we go. Here's somebody shooting.
Assembling reinforcements. Launch prep at 50%. Launch prep at 75%. Additional security required. Launch prep complete. All systems nominal. Standing by for final authorization.
Every once in a while they release robots before you can even get the launch done, which is weird. So they could possibly kill you. Just be on the lookout for that. But once this is actually done, it says mission countdown alpha, you get 100 caps for completing it. And then you can actually start your launch process. So now you just need to know where you want to launch to and have your launch code for the right silo. So what I always do is I check to see which silo I'm in and then bring up my Nuke crypt and make sure that I have the right one every time. Because you don't want to be in the right wrong. I mean, you don't want to have the wrong one, trust me. So site alpha, I'm going to put in my key card, and these do change every week.
Keypad access granted.
So now once that's done, you'll come over to the keypad here. And this is really hard to see. So if you ever have to start with 1, it is the worst. So the code for this week is 619525446.
Access granted.
Now before I launch, I'm going to go ahead and use my scrap kit one last time so that way I'll be ready to fast travel. And then you just want to use the targeting computer here and pick your location. Now, if you are wanting to do Earl, you want to clip this site right here. Just try to be careful not to get this right here, the metal dome, because that's where test your metal goes off. A lot of players get a little upset, especially during mutated events, if you clip this one, because then they can't go to it. But if you do go to it, you'll get a lot of the ingredients that you need to make stable flux, so it can be a good thing if that's what you want to do. This is your nuke, you can do what you want. The only place you can't launch is this green zone. This is the protected area, so don't even bother, it will not work. And then if you want to hit the queen, you will want to get Fissure Site Prime. Now if you click right on Fissure Site Prime, you will end up getting V9. You could just push cancel if you don't want to launch there. This is the site that most people fight from, but like I said, so when you go to actually do it, you'll want to make sure that it's away from it. Now, if for some reason you're wanting to farm for stuff to make stable flux, like the hardened mass and all that stuff, or the high radiation fluids, this is a good way to get it, because the only way to get that is to actually farm enemies, and there's a ton of enemies down here. You just might be doing it alone, so it might be a waste of a nuke. Now, if you're wanting to get the Titan, which is at Nuke World on Tour, you won't want to hit Nuke World on Tour, but you do want to hit the Abandoned Mineshaft too. Now, make sure that you really get this one, because if you don't, it will definitely not take. I had it more than halfway, I think it was about 3/4 clipped the other day, and it did not work. So like that's definitely not going to work. That definitely will work. But see, now I got Nuke World on tour, so you just keep on going until you get the exact thing that you want. And there you go. A lot of players like to nuke White Springs, and that's because you get a lot of glowing ones, and they are good for XP, and then they drop a lot of the stuff that you need to make flux. And then if you're looking for actual raw flux, you might want to nuke somewhere over here in the mire, which I will have a guide for coming up after this. So now all we got to do is just pick a location to launch. Try not to hit anybody's house unless that's what you're aiming to do, and then go from there. So I guess we'll do the queen. That looks good enough to me. Now you just wait and watch your nuke launch and enjoy yourself. Thank you guys for everybody watching. Don't forget to hit that like button. I am going to let you watch the nuke actually launch though, so that way you can enjoy that. I do want to give a huge shout out to all my channel members, the Deathclaws. You guys are amazing, and without you, this would not be possible, and I truly mean that. For everybody else, I will be seeing you in the wasteland, and you guys take care and enjoy this nuke launch.